Ready Eddie. It was a beautiful day on the island of Sodor. The engines loved the beautiful sights. One morning, Edward was resting in the sheds when Sir Topham Hatt came to see him. Edward, you are to collect Trevor and bring him to the orchard. There is going to be a party at the orchard. Yes, sir, huffed Edward. I am ready, Eddie. Then Edward huffed happily away. Edward collected Trevor. Ready, Eddie? Huffed Trevor excitedly. Yes, I am, huffed Edward. Then Edward huffed happily away. Edward huffed happily along the countryside. Then Edward stopped at a junction. Hero was there. Hello, Edward. Hello, Trevor, huffed Hero excitedly. Hello, Hero. Hero, guess what? I am taking Trevor to the orchard, huffed Edward excitedly. Ah, I love the orchard, huffed Hero. The orchard reminds me of my home. Hero's signal changed to green and he huffed happily away. Are you ready, Eddie? I'm ready, huffed Edward excitedly. Then him and Trevor set off. Edward was feeling so excited that he didn't realize that there was a tunnel ahead. Look out, Edward, huffed Trevor. Edward screeched to a stop. Trevor shut his eyes. Edward stopped just in time. Phew, that was a close one, said Trevor. Then Edward backed up. Then Edward was huffing on the bumpy track. Careful, Edward! Then there was trouble. Trevor fell right out of Edward's flatbed. Edward! But Edward didn't know. He was too busy feeling excited. Then Edward huffed into the docks. Hello, Cranky. Say hello to Trevor. Cranky creaked. What are you talking about? Stop creating imaginary friends. There's no Trevor. Now let me get back to my work, he huffed crankily. Then Edward looked back. Bust my buffers! Trevor is gone! Oh no! Then Sir Topham Hatt arrived. He was cross. Edward, he boomed, you have caused confusion and delay. Trevor is stuck on the tracks. And you have been too excited that you weren't being careful, boomed Sir Topham Hatt. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, huffed Edward sadly. I've been feeling too excited that I wasn't being careful, and now Trevor is gone. Edward felt terrible. Please, sir, wished Edward. If I go back to find Trevor, then if I find him on time, could we still have the orchard party? Yes, only if you be careful, said Sir Topham Hatt. Thank you, sir, huffed Edward happily. Now I am ready, Eddie. Then there was trouble. Gordon was huffing by with the express and he saw Trevor ahead. Oh no, cried Gordon. Gordon applied his brakes just in time. Out of my way, huffed Gordon crossly. Express coming through. And you're a traction engine. You're supposed to run on road, not on rails. Sorry, Gordon, wheezed Trevor sadly. I just fell out of Edward's flatbed. Phew, Gordon sniffed. And then he reversed and took the other track. Then Diesel 10 was coming. Out of my way, you silly traction engine. Trevor was frightened. Oh no. Diesel 10 crunched his claw at Trevor. Get out of my way. You're not supposed to be on rails. Come on, you little silly traction engine. Ha ha ha, chuckled Diesel 10. Then Edward came and saw Trevor. Edward was cross at Diesel 10. "Leave him alone," huffed Edward crossly. "Ha ha 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 ha, make me," chuckled Diesel 10. "And you, Trevor, I will scrap you with my claw if you don't move off." "If you don't leave him alone," huffed Edward crossly, "I will tell Sir Topham Hatt." Diesel 10 said nothing. He just backed away. At last, Trevor was back on Edward's flatbed and Edward huffed carefully away. At last, Edward and Trevor arrived at the orchard. Then, Trevor started doing his job. Then, Trevor rolled up to Edward. "You know, Edward," huffed Trevor happily, "you are a really useful engine." Then Sir Topham Hatt came. "Well done, Edward," huffed Sir Topham Hatt. "You have been careful on taking Trevor over here. You are a really useful engine." "Thank you, sir," huffed Edward happily. "And Trevor, good job doing your work at the orchard. You are a really useful traction engine." "Thank you, sir," huffed Trevor happily.